Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a quick, polished, 5-minute-ish makeup tutorial. Just a way to get yourself feeling really polished and put together without having to compromise and spend a bunch of time on a look. So this is great for every day and great when you're in a pinch and don't have as much time as you'd perhaps like to spend on makeup. I do have a sponsorship in today's video. I am working with 3 Ships, and 3 Ships is one of the skincare brands I tried for the first time in 2021 and really fell in love with a few of their products. Today I'm going to be spotlighting Dream. This is 3 Ships' first ever night cream. Just like all of the other 3 Ships products, the night cream is 100% natural, plant-derived, vegan, and cruelty-free. Some of the key ingredients in the Dream night cream are bioretinol, shea seed butter, and squalene. So it's a super moisturizing, nourishing, and softening cream, and when you use this at night, you wake up in the morning and you really do feel like your skin has stayed nice and moisturized throughout the night, and you're left with a really nice, soft feeling base. Dream is suitable for all skin types, even sensitive skin types, and if you do have a little bit more of a dry skin type, what I would recommend is applying your moisturizer at night, letting it soak in for a full 2 minutes, and then topping it off with some of the 3 Ships jojoba oil just to really lock in that moisture. These are some of my other favorites from 3 Ships. So the salicylic acid cleanser, this is amazing if you have dry skin but also have a more acne prone skin type. It's really gentle but still has that salicylic acid in it, so just really nice for helping control breakouts. The Calm Lavender Toner, this comes in a spray form, so you can just easily spritz it on the face. It's also quite moisturizing as well. And then the Glow jojoba oil. This is my personal favorite from 3 Ships. It's really moisturizing, and I've gone through 2 bottles of this. This is my 3rd little dropper of this, and it just really makes such a big difference in helping keep your skin stay moisturized throughout the day and night. Moving into makeup, when I want my base to look really nice and even toned, but I don't have the time for really working a foundation into my skin, I love going for skin tints or tinted moisturizers, just things that are a little bit more sheer and fingertip application friendly. So I'm going to use this one from Estee Lauder. It's the Sheer Longwear Makeup. Dot it on the skin, just using my fingertips, and you'll see how quick and easy this is to blend out, and it really evens out my skin tone. It'll just give you that really nice, fresh, soft coverage without being like overdone. It also has this really nice, soft, silky texture, so you can see it doesn't make you look greasy, it just blends right in. And because it's not full coverage, because it's sheer, the shade almost like adapts to your skin tone and looks pretty spot on perfect. I honestly feel like products like this actually apply better with your fingertips because you can really use the heat of your hands to keep that product nice and warm as you're blending it in, but you can see quick, easy, and it gave me some really nice even toned coverage. This is the Laura Mercier Brighten and Correct Duo, and this is so handy dandy for days when you're in a pinch because on one side you have your concealer and then on the other side you have your brightening stick, which also provides the skin with a little bit of coverage. But the brightening stick actually has a little bit of a pearl luminous finish to it, so it actually helps bounce light back off of the skin so that it helps with disguising any of the dark shadows around the eye area. So I'll just apply it right to that inner corner where I have that darkness, and the product itself is buildable, so you can layer it on top of itself, and then you just want to take your finger, again, heat of your hands, to really brighten and just pop a little bit of light right there. And then you can also take it anywhere you have some shadows and you want to brighten up. So for me, that's like right there. Look at that. It really brightens things up. And I just like to focus the brightening side like right here, and then I'll take the concealer side and conceal the darkness on the outer corner of my eye because that's a little bit darker, and I feel like concealer just works a little bit better for that. So you could totally just leave the under eye like this if you want, but let's say you want to really cover up the under eyes and, you know, add a little bit more concealer. You can just take the concealer side and blend it in. A little bit goes a really long way with this product. It's a stick formula and it's got a lot of coverage, so you don't want to overdo it. Just work in layers until you get the desired amount of coverage. And honestly, just that little bit of extra coverage under the eyes and some brightness, it really just wakes the complexion up and it just makes you look a little bit more fresh. And sometimes when I'm using creams, I notice little fingerprints in my makeup, so I like to just take a sponge to give it a little bit of a softer blend. I'm going to use Huda Tantour just to add a little bit of dimension into my face, and I like how quick creams are to blend out. So I'm just gonna go kind of like around my hairline and just blend a little bit of dimension back into my skin just to add a little bit of warmth and a little bit more definition. This stuff is super pigmented. Like, I have to stress that. You probably need a lot less than you think. Just one dip into the product should be good enough for the first application on your face, and then if you want to layer more on, you can. And cream bronzers really help keep the skin looking nice and fresh, and it doesn't really so much look like makeup. It just melts in with your skin's texture without, you know, looking like too powdery or like too bronzerish. It just looks like a really nice tanned skin. Just with my fingertips, I'm gonna take a little bit of cream blush. This is Tower 28's Magic Hour. Tap the excess off onto the back of my hand. You can use your hand as your little palette and just lightly apply a tiny touch of cream. And just apply it with these like stippling motions with your fingertips so that you can really push it into your skin versus doing swipes. We don't want to swipe because you really don't want to be, you know, moving the bronzer around. You want to just dab it right into place with your fingertips. And it does build, so if you want a little bit more of an intense color, you can just do a couple layers. But I just want that nice soft blush. You can totally skip out on highlight if you want, because I think when you're using all these really beautiful creams, you still get a really nice amount of reflection in the skin. But if you do want to pop on a little bit of highlight, I would suggest doing something more that's along the lines of teetering sheer versus super intense and metallic, because you might find that cream products get a little bit more dewy on you throughout the day. So something like the Say Glowy Star Gel is going to be really nice because it's not too intense of a strobe. So I'll just do a tiny bead on the back of the hand like that, pick it up on my fingertip, and just lightly concentrate this on the high points of the face. This is going to give you more of a soft glisten. So it's not going to be too intense, it's not going to be distracting, and it's not going to have you looking more oily throughout the day. And just be a little bit more strategic. Try to focus it just on the highest points of the face, because you can see I still have a really nice amount of glow to my skin. But if you do want that little extra highlight, I would suggest something sheer like this one, and then just a touch on the inner corner of the eye as well. You guys know I'm not going to recommend powder unless I really feel like you're going to need it. Because we are using all cream and all liquid on the face, I do think setting things down with a powder is just going to ensure that your makeup's not going to slip and slide throughout the day. So just a little touch, just a touch of the Laura Mercier pressed powder. Really not going to use a lot. I'm going to pick it up on my sponge, tap the excess off into the lid, and I'm just going to roll and pat my powder. Either set your entire face or just set where you're worried about getting oily throughout the day. And it's gonna help prevent anything from like creasing or wearing down quicker. Sometimes I do find that cream products don't last quite as long and I like to set them with just a tiny bit of powder. This powder is a nice option because it's going to set the makeup without completely mattifying the skin. You'll still get that nice little bit of glow. Cream and liquid shadows, your best friend when you're in a time pinch. I'm gonna use one from Nude Sticks. I just run it over the eyelid and then lightly blend it in with my fingertips. You can use a brush if you prefer. These are a really great option because they set down. So even though it's a cream, once this sets down, it's gonna stay put. So they also make really nice eyeliners or even eyeshadow bases if you wanna put an eyeshadow on top. And they're so nice because you can seriously just get your eyeshadow done in seconds without having to even use a brush if you don't want to. I'll just run a little bit on the outer corner, blend it in. Brows are kind of non-negotiable for me. If you can skip out on filling your brows and just going with a gel, then totally do that if that saves you time. But I really do like a nice power structured brow. So I'm just gonna use this brow pencil from Mario. And this is how I quickly fill in my brows when I don't have all the time. So I focus on the sparse areas first. So for me, that's the top. I just don't have a lot of structure in those top brow hairs. And then I do a line right under the front of my brow, take it like that, and then I take the spoolie on the brow pencil and just brush that color upward so that I don't even have to worry about filling in the front part of my brow, because if I want to fill that in with the pencil and really do those hair-like strokes, that's when doing my brows takes way too much time. So just really quick, focus on that top section and giving it a little bit more structure. And then right under, just like that. And then you brush it up. I'm gonna use the Reefy Brow Sculpt. Just brush it through on both brows so it has a little bit of time to set in between applications, and then take the brush and just comb through and spike them up a bit. Another really great trick when you're in a pinch and you just want to wake up your eyes, make them look a little bit more brighter, take a nude liner. This is from Mario, and just lightly line the waterline. It just makes the eye look a little bit bigger, a little bit more wide awake. If you have naturally curly lashes, disregard this, but otherwise, curl your lashes because it takes a couple seconds and it just completely opens up your eye. And even if you don't put mascara on, you can really see. It makes such a big difference. It just opens up your eye and gives you that little bit of lift. I'm gonna do just a couple coats of mascara because again, just a little bit of mascara really polishes your look. It just draws a little bit more attention to the eye. So I'm using Lancome Definisols. It's a really nice everyday mascara. Just gives you a little bit of length, a little bit of volume too, but it's one of those mascaras that's a really nice natural option for daytime. I find myself making far less mascara mistakes when I have tiny brushes like this. It just gives you more precision and makes the application process a lot easier. But really wiggling the mascara brush down at the base of your lash helps give that thickness down there, almost kind of like eyeliner. I'm going to do a touch of lip liner. This is Keep It Spicy from LA Girl, and I'm gonna do kind of like that lip lift technique. And then just a touch of gloss. I'm using Coconut from Tower 28. It's a really pretty soft pink color. So it's a nice feminine option and you won't have to worry about touch-ups. All right, 5 minutes, probably closer to 10-minute-ish look, but I feel confident enough to where I feel like I look polished. I look like I did put a little bit of effort into my look, but it was actually like very minimal effort and very minimal products. And it's also super finger friendly. You saw I just used one brush and then everything else was applied with the fingertips. So it's a pretty much no brush makeup tutorial. You could even technically use the sponge to do the bronzer if you want, but I just like having a little bit more precision with cream bronzer. I'm going to list and link everything in this tutorial in the description box down below. And if you have any other makeup tutorials that you really want to see in the near future, please be sure to leave them in the comments down below. I hope you enjoyed this. 99% of the time, this is how I like to do my makeup. I like that creams are fast, they are easy. I love double duty products like the Laura Mercier stick because you can really just get everything done with one product, and it's very nice. So I know that for the everyday person, something like this is a little bit more practical, especially when you want to look nice but not spend a ton of time, because really sometimes you just really don't feel like spending a ton of time getting ready. So I will see you in my next video. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'd love it so much if you would come follow me on Instagram. Leave some comments down below so that we can talk to each other, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye everyone.